Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. So we're going to go probably for about 45 to 50 minutes. And we're going to adjust the presentation based on where your business is at this time and how we can help position your company to be a company that can do business with a Southern California gas company, an AT&T, who we happen to have Ms. Karen Bowman in the room. Just wait a minute real quick. If you haven't talked to her, she is one of the toughest ladies to get your company vetted by. If you can get through an AT&T vetting, you are ready to go. You, as a matter of fact, you will smoke on the feds if you can get through an AT&T vetting. I've had first-hand experience with that. So I can speak from experience in knowing that some of the material we're going to provide for you today is going to help you. But we need you to sit in the first 2 rows here or the first 4 rows there so you can get on camera. You're on camera, Mr. Monaco. So anyway, welcome today. Let's do a quick introductions real quick, okay?
Karen Bowman, AT&T Global Supplier Diversity. Compass Power Services Co. will provide supplies for substations.
Benny, all area services.
Jay, all area services of plumbing and mechanical.
Kevin Harbison, SBH Holdings, we're a sourcing company.
Ed Budney, Great West Constructors.
William Garcia, J&J Risk Management, DBA Construction Services.
Bob Castillo, Best Medical Enterprise, Medical Equipment and Supply.
Raquel Brewer, Best Medical Enterprise, Best Medical provides medical and surgical supplies.
Hi everyone, my name is Ronald Punch and I'm with Bedford. We operate a cleaning service division that is pretty diversified and also a heat and toner division, which is a separate division. We're operating that, and these are established businesses and we can rise to almost any challenge.
Hello everyone, my name is Will Kelly and I'm with Veteran Heads, and we are an emergency service contractor.
I'm Ed Bowden, I'm the owner of Veteran Heads.
I'm Rasheed Katia, the owner of Pond Guardian and landscape contractor.
Hello, Shnani, Real Estate Commercial Services.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of where we all are today. So we have a pretty good mixed crew. How many of you are doing federal contracts right now? Just one? How many are doing state contracts? Ooh, that's pretty good. That's impressive. How many are doing utility, CPUC contracts? And how many are doing business with some of the primes in the room today? Or a prime like that? Very good, very good. So we got a mixed bag. How many have not done a contract yet at this level? Where we're talking about a couple hundred thousand and up. Okay, so most of us, or a couple of us, have done that. Very good, welcome. As a matter of fact, we've got one more here. Let's get this gentleman introduced.
Hi there. I just learned a lot about cooking with other, I was in the wrong room. My name is Tim Durbin with Durbin Consulting. We are an energy efficiency company where we do lighting retrofits on Facebook.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to get on. So we appreciate everybody being here today. And I'm William Osgood. I have my business cards up here if you want them at the end. We are a business consultancy. We specialize in helping businesses go after these types of contracts and prepare their company to be a good contractor for the agency or the government. And there are so many things that are involved in that, and I don't want to make any light of any of them, but I want to start with the elements of what I call foundational elements, the bare bones basics of what is expected for you to be able to do business with these people. Now, how many of you have a website? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Karen, how important is a website?
Absolutely, positively critical to your success, at least if you are are interfacing with the likes of an AT&T.
And that's an understatement. So let me tell you how Karen works. Karen is going to be just like Southern California Gas, just like Southern California Edison, just like Tetra Tech, just like the VA who's here today. We have Vision 22 here from representing the VA, and they have the 5 medical centers in the Southland. So they're a big contractor. They spend, the VA alone spends over $1.25 billion right in our 5 facilities. And that's without capital improvement. You start adding capital improvement, right, and it goes through the roof. They build hospitals that are $700 million to $1.25 billion in and of themselves. And that's before they buy the medical supplies. So they're huge. They spend a lot of money. So one of the things I want to start with is websites and the importance of them. One of the things that's going to happen is that when you want to do business with a SoCal Gas, or any of the others that we've mentioned, before you even get on the phone with them, guess what they're doing? Come on, say it loud. They're checking your website. They are on your website. They are looking at you from the perspective of all of the things that we're going to cover over the next 40 minutes. So the website is critical. Now, anybody can do a website, right? So what do you think they're looking for in the website? Jay? Capabilities is one thing. We're going to introduce a formula to you today where that is the #1 thing. Capability. I'm going to give you the formula right now. We're going to come back and pick it up. 3C, 1P. And I'm going to give you the vernacular for that right now. And everything that we talk about today needs to be accentuated. Is that a good word? Accentuated for this presentation. Okay? Capability is #1. Capacity is #2. Credibility is #3. We're going to spend some time on that. #4 is past performance. And we're going to cover all those when we get to them. But I want you to begin thinking about that. Some of you have some great past performance. So the critical question becomes, how are you marketing it? How is Southern California Gas going to know about your past performance? How is an AT&T going to know about your past performance? How is the VA going to know? Or any of the other water districts that are here, for example. So today, you're going to have a chance to explain to them what your 3C1P is. And it's got to be powerful, and it's got to be something that just almost captivates their imagination as to how much you can do to help them solve the problems that they have. So that's going to be #1 that I'm going to present. What we want to focus on anytime that we are with a supplier diversity person, a buyer, SoCal Gas has got 5 buyers here today. If you have an appointment with them today and you signed up for the right one, they are in a position to give you a contract today. Okay? But you better be on the top of your game, and we're going to talk about that. Okay? So when you have the opportunity to captivate them, the worst thing, and I'm going to put this out here and I'm going to repeat it several times, that you can tell them that you do is I do electrical components. I do medical supplies. I do cellular service. I do promotional products. Well, you know what? So do 1,000 other companies. And you just lost them. That doesn't mean anything to them. So you have to come up with something that captivates their attention. Can I use the story that I've been working with you on a little bit within reason? As an example, I'm a part of the national team. We are all service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses. There are 6 of us on the team. We represent the entire country. We have companies in Virginia. We have companies in California. We have companies in Florida that are on this team. We have a Michigan presence with the auto industry. And we do work with Tardic right now, which is an Army command. One of the beautiful parts about this story is we thought we could go to AT&T and say we could build your charging stations, because that's what we do. AT&T really didn't appreciate the way we presented our program to them. So what we had to do is tighten it up. And tighten it up we have. And I'm going to give you some of the lessons that we've learned by working with an AT&T to present this. Because our technology is a year and a half ahead of the industry. We can save them hundreds of thousands of dollars. But until we can show them how that's going to happen and prove that we have the capability, capacity, credibility, and past performance to do that, they don't want to do business with us. Does that make sense? So that puts out a fair understanding of where we're at. My goal is to win her over. That's my goal. And we have actually developed some adjustments to our original presentation that I hope I'm going to have the privilege to be able to present. And when we do that, we're going to adapt and adjust everything that we talked about. So let's move on. So we've got our 3C, 1P. That's huge. For those of you, how many of you brought your capability statement today? Very good. How many did? Okay, so that's rule number one. Whenever you come to an event like this, bring your capability statement. You don't shove it in somebody's face, but you need to bring it. Because you first have to build a famous R word. What is that? Relationship. Is it all about relationships? It is. People do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. That's huge, people. That is huge. And until you have that relationship, you're not going to really get in the door. You may get opportunities, but you still have to build a relationship. So that's the way it goes. So we're going to look at our first slide here. So looking at the slide here, some of the basic questions is like, where are your businesses now? We kind of covered that. Do you have a business plan? How many of you have a business plan in here? Okay. I would suggest, one second, let me just cover this slide and then I'll pick up questions through this point. Yeah, I'm going to ask you at the very end. We'll make some offers at the very end and you can give me your cards and we'll take care of it. So, how many of you have a business plan again? Let's raise your hands. Okay. Now, is the business plan really developed for you to be able to show everybody? No, what is it? I'll say it nice and loud.
Internal plan.
Okay, so it's an internal plan for what? For your business development, right? For your business growth. Because there is something here that's really, this comes from the coaching side of me. If you can take it and you can start writing down with your hand, there is a law of nature. A law of nature. It says that there's this empty part of you that pursues what you've written down. That's why it's so important to handwrite your goals. Because when you handwrite them down, there's this part of you that says, we got to get there. And it's like this intuitive, it's instinctive, and every part of you goes after that. Because your whole body is designed to fulfill that objective, okay? So whether you put it in the computer or not, I mean, you're going to end up needing to do that, but it's important that you begin to write down, where are you going to be in 2 months? Where are you going to be in 6 months? Where are you going to be in 1 year? What do you have to do to stay in business right now? What do you have to do to make some money in 6 months? What do you have to do to make enough money to be able to do business with some of these people in a year or 2 years out? So basically that's what we're going to look at. And the business plan is structured around a whole bunch of different pieces. So whether you've actually started that or not is really not even important at this time. Begin to write down your thoughts though. That's what I really want to communicate. Because until you can clearly understand where your business is and what your objectives are, how are you going to tell somebody else? Does that make sense? You're not going to be able to tell them, okay? So you must communicate at least your own plans, your own desires with yourself. So that you can then share them with people that come onto your team or other people that you meet over the next several days, months, years, okay? Next up, do you have all of you, how many are incorporated here? Okay, any C Corps?